Today is day 13, and I want to introduce some history about the famous Chinese tea and also some different types of this tea. So, China is a country that's famous for its green tea or other types of tea, and the first discovered of the tea is goes back to 6,000 years ago. There's a legend that the inventor of agriculture in China, this divine, is called Shen Nong, and he discovered the tea in the field. Although the tea is not like the legend said that it could cure everything of people, but it actually could reduce the cholesterol or digestive things after you had a big meal or heavy meal. So it still has a lot of benefits for us. In ancient China, people ate tea as vegetables or mixed it with some porridges. And after that, people found that it is a taste wonderful if you combine the tea with hot water, and they started to drink tea. And in Tang Dynasty, a monk brought the tea to Japan, and after that, the tea spread all over the world, but only it could produce in China. So, in Ming Dynasty, tea became three of the most important production imports to abroad. The other two things is silk and porcelain. The China monopolized the tea production, and the other countries have to exchange with China using other expensive things like silvers. After that, the British became exchanged China with the opium instead of silver, and this is triggered the Opium War in 1840. There are 5 types of tea. Most of them are in category of colors like yellow, white, green, black, and the post-ferment tea. And this refers to a concept that oxidation. I mean, if you bruise the tea leaves, and the edge of the leaf will release some juicy, so the enzyme in the leaf will contact with the air and accelerate some chemical in process. So this is means oxidize. The more time the enzyme activates the oxidation, the color will become darker of the leaves. So the white tea is the least oxidized. It just contact with the air short term, and then people heat the leaves and turn up the temperature, so the Celsius is large, so that the enzyme could not active with the air to do some chemistry process. And they leave the leaves to under the sun to dry them. Then it is become the white tea. So the taste of the white tea is a little light, just sweetness and creaminess make people feel relaxed when you drink some white tea. And the green tea is not oxidized. People just pick up some leaf buds and the first or second leaves of the tea, and then just dry them immediately instead of oxidized them. So the green tea smells fragrance, but a little astringent. And talks about the yellow tea. It in ancient China, it is the imperial tribute. About oolong tea, it is oxidized semi-oxidized from 20% to 80%. The oxidization depends on the time you put them into the air or what degrees you brew them when you shake them in the blanket. My favorite tea is black tea, which is called Hongcha in China, but called black tea all in other countries. So the black tea is a full oxidized tea, and the color of it is very dark because it's put in the air long term, and the enzyme active this progress the whole process. The last tea is post-ferment tea. It's an interesting progress. This types of tea is like pu'er tea. I think it's a long term to ferment the tea because some microorganisms in the tea make them fermented. So it's about 20 years to 25 years to complete this progress. But people in China, these clever people want to accelerate this progress. So they turn up the temperature and humidity in the warehouse and cut the time to just 20 days. And the tea also some about flower tea like jasmine tea, but the interesting thing is that it's not mixed with the jasmine flower. It's only from the green tea, but combine the scent of the jasmine. If you buy some flower tea in the market and if you see that the jasmine tea mixed with jasmine flower, it only stands that the low quality of that tea, because the high quality of the jasmine tea, it only takes the scent of the jasmine. The worker put thousands of jasmine flower in a warehouse and mixed them with the green tea. And in the night, when the jasmine open their flowers and send their scent to the green tea, so the green tea takes the scent of the jasmine. And this time, this progress need to repeat it at least 3 to 5 times. So it is the heavy work for the workers. So the really high quality jasmine tea is only the green tea, but it has the jasmine scent.